Meet Shirish Phatak, an engineer from Belagavi who built a 12 crore portfolio. He started his career as a teacher, earning only 1200 rupees per month. Across his life, he took many bets and tried multiple things. He started a construction business, a waterproofing business, a Vastu Shastra consultancy, and even opened a cyber cafe. But then in 2014, life hit him hard. He lost his father, and after a few days, he got a heart attack. Everything stopped. But he bounced back. And he learned about mutual funds from scratch. Every setback became a lesson for him. Eventually, he retired in 2023 to become a full-time investor. Let's hear his full story. Hello Shirish ji, welcome to Power Up Money. Very happy to be hosted in your 200 years old house, to be very honest. And your story is so unique and so colorful because you've gone from being a lecturer to having your own construction business and now you're a full-time investor. So very, very excited to unpack this story in today's episode. So let's get started with if you could take us through year-wise your career journey. Like when did you finish your education to your first job? How did your salary progress over the years? If you could just take us through your career journey.
So I completed my engineering in 1992 and my first job was at Konkan Railway in 1992. So I wanted to have the exposure and I got the job. I came back after that tenure.
And your starting salary there was?
Somewhere around 2,000 rupees per month.
Per month.
Somewhere in 1992 or 93. So I came back to Belgaum.
And then you decided to become a lecturer?
Yes. So it was a nice experience. And it was just like a part-time job. So I could start my consulting of civil engineering. And I started my journey in year 1994-95. So that was my first start here.
So you were a lecturer and simultaneously you had started your own civil engineering consulting business.
Yes.
And what kind of salary you were making as a lecturer?
It was very less, like somewhere around 1,200 rupees per month.
But it gave you the time to start your own business.
It gave me a proper time to start, some cushioning time to start. And I got my first job, first work in somewhere in 1995. And 1996, I married and my business was going very well. It started very nice. And so I thought of going for my first investment somewhere in 1997. Of course, I was not having that much money to purchase my first real estate plot. So one of my friends, Sunil Ranade, doctor, he helped me with loan.
Okay.
That was my first, you can say, the investment into the real estate.
So actually my next question would be that let's understand your investment journey. So in 97 you had made your first investment,
That
which was a
first
real estate investment.
Yes.
Then after that, if you could just take us like year on year,
so
what kind of investments?
Actually, how I entered into stock market or say mutual fund was an accident.
Yeah.
It was not intentional. It was just an accident.
When was this?
Somewhere in 2012. We had gone for new vehicle, four-wheeler and all. So just I asked him what will be the EMI for that if I go for a loan.
Right.
So what I thought is instead of going for loan, why can't I go for direct cash purchase? Because I had the previous vehicle and I will replace it. So that cost will come down. That is one part. Secondly, why should I go for loan somewhere like 7,000 to 8,000 EMI for next 5 years or so? So I thought, okay, I got some cash which was manageable there. I gave full cash for it.
Okay.
And immediately on the same day, I took one mutual fund. That was Axis Blue Chip Fund, the most famous one. And that time only blue chips were available. No varieties were there at that time. So Axis Blue Chip Fund I took. And I took on SIP.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my first entry to the mutual funds.
What was the amount of your SIP?
6,000-7,000 rupees SIP.
Okay.
That was there. And what was the plan? The plan was to make a fund. That fund was called as a from my side, it was called as a vehicle fund.
Okay.
So that was preparation for my next vehicle.
So you did goal-based investing before it became common.
Exactly. So now what happened? I didn't go for new vehicle, but because of that, the SIP still continued. Literally, 10 years SIP for almost like 6 to 7,000 per month. So that goes to, for 10 years, almost per year only it goes to 60.
Right.
60 to 70,000.
Right.
And 70,000 goes for 10 years.
Right.
With all the interest and
With
compounding
all the,
and all
correct.
those. It was a very big
very
fund.
sizable
Very
fund
sizable
then.
fund. That was a miracle that time. That was somewhere in 2012.
So, from what I understand, 2014 was also a pivotal year in your life. If you could talk a little bit about that.
2013, my father expired. And after he expired, I got medical problem. And I got angioplasty, angiography I had done and all those things. And that converted again me into depression.
Okay.
And the time I was about to recover, my mother expired.
Oh, so sorry to hear that, sir.
So three things happened there. My father first expired, my mother expired, and I was ill. And I went into depression, I was not able to move. That time, madam, she actually held the things in her hand. She was controlling school. She was controlling children. She was controlling me. She was the whole and soul. She was very much strong behind me. Very much strong. 101%.
So how did you rise back from that period?
Yes, that period was horrible. I was at home for 3 years. Again, completely at home only. You can say home arrest. I was not even going up to the gate. That was the position. It was worst. So that's what I am telling.
Then what happened after that?
Yeah, after 2017, correct. 2017, see, I had completed my construction. That was over.
Right.
Because of my health issues, I have
the waterproofing
has also
over.
gone. So two things which were in my hand, they were gone. 2017, then again I was diverted myself to the market. Because one thing, I was at home again for 2-3 years. So I had no work to do. So I thought, why not learn this? I can tell you that I didn't know what is a mutual fund during those days. So I started just a small way. I started, learning the things.
So you started educating yourself about the markets in 2017, right? So then what worked out and what was that journey like of being a full-time investor?
Nice. In somewhere in 2018 or some those days, I had the maturity of my plot money, which I had kept in bank. Okay. So I got with me 1 CR at that time. Along with that, other investments were also there. We had, as I told you, national savings certificate, bank deposits. All those things were in my hand. So the corpus was almost 2.5, almost at that level that time. Then I came with one person, who is my brother-in-law, Suhas Zoglekar. He was into somewhat these mutual funds and all those. So we both sit together and made some investment plan, clear cut. This is how it is going to be. So that set the basic investment journey for me. Again, that one more mistake I have done there. I didn't know how to invest at that time. It was new for me. So I called upon one person to invest on behalf of me. That is, he was an agent.
Right.
But he was a person from LIC only. He had done my LIC previously.
Okay.
He took the whole charge completely. and he made investment on his brokerage, like that is as a broker.
Right. So the entire amount that
Entire
he had
amount, yes.
was being deployed by this gentleman.
Yes,
Okay.
that was the thing. And one more thing, he did not recommend me anything. I gave the paper. This is how the investment is to be done.
He executed the orders.
Just executed.
Okay.
So I was entering into a wrong lane actually. Okay, the things moved on, and then came COVID. Then COVID and all these things happened. So it was all dull, and I was only learning. So 2023, rebalancing I did. That was the first time. Rebalancing. And that time, I came to understand that lot of amount of commission is going to that person. That was the horrible thing. First thing what I saw is that one. My SIP is everything. Everything was the regular plan. All my SIPs were regular plan.
So you got out of your regular mutual funds?
Everything.
Okay.
I had to pay taxes and all huge. It was remittance and then again re-entry.
But getting out is better than continuing to invest in regular funds, right?
Yes, definitely. So that was the decision, major one. But I took in a
because a lot of times, because of the fear of taxes,
correct,
people continue to invest in regular funds.
Exactly. Yeah. But I thought it was one time, whatever it may be. I have been, fooled simply, and it is not the way to be. And see, if the amount was small and all. By the time of 2023, my corpus had come to somewhere like 4.5 crores. So that was a big amount.
Right.
And the commission which was going was huge. So taxes were huge. Almost 8 to 10 lakhs taxes. Yes, I told you, okay.
But at least it gave you a fresh slate.
Yes.
Right.
So I just did it. So I stopped all my SIPs. My first thing was I allocated my fund in this manner. Somewhere like 40% was debt fund, which was a lump sum investment. What in mutual funds? So somewhere like three at that time, 3 crores. So most of the thing around 1.5 crores was debt fund.
Okay.
Debt fund and liquid fund. So that was one category there. And the rest, normally I had flexi cap funds, large cap, mid cap and the small cap. So I had equally distributed their weightage for the rest part of it. And somewhere like monthly, I used to go for 50,000 SIP.
Okay.
It was actually from 2018 only, because that chart we had made. And rebalancing was done in 2023.
Okay.
Total, complete rebalancing.
Right.
So rebalancing, in that case, what I did, I removed the non-performing mutual funds. There were some. One of them was this one, Axis Blue Chip Fund.
So as a part of your 2023 rebalancing, you moved out from regular funds to direct funds.
Yes.
And you also moved out of underperforming mutual funds and reinvested that amount into stronger funds.
Stronger ones.
Okay.
Or the one which are going to show me proper future growth. And
right.
There I invested. So that was all rebalanced.
And how do you pick mutual funds? Like how do you pick the scheme that you want to invest in?
Yes. Now there are two methods there. Normal. See, one is a traditional type. One normally everybody does. Whenever you ask anybody, he will tell, go for large cap. What is your time horizon and all those things. We went also for the thematic part. Yes. So PSU were entered. Health was entered. IT was entered.
So you took sectoral bets also?
Not much.
Okay.
Hardly 3 to 4. See, that is one more important thing when you are investing. You got a debt fund is one. That is your base. Second one is your equity funds. In that equity, regular funds. That is balanced equity fund. Then large cap fund. Some amount of mid cap and small cap. Okay, that is second batch. And the third, which can give you more returns, but in a short period of time, say 1 year or 2 years, is thematic funds. But the allocation goes in exactly reverse manner. Your debt fund should be the highest.
Okay.
The easiest way to understand it, that one is, what is your age is your debt fund. Simple.
Okay.
So,
That's the thumb rule.
nothing like minus and plus, not to worry. What is your age? Here now, my age with respect to that, it was around 60% I have to be in debt funds.
Right.
See, one thing is very important when you talk about the debt funds. They are inversely proportional to the rate of interest of bank. Most important. Most of the people, they don't know. What they think is debt investment is the safest. And put in debt, it is putting in bank and you get some extra amount. No, it's wrong. Guilt funds and all those things, there are in debt funds also, there are different categories there. They are directly related, inversely related to interest rates. Now, why I did rebalancing in 2023, the main reason was the interest rates of bank were at the peak. What does that mean?
So debt funds were giving you much lesser.
Point. Exactly. That funds I was at the bottom. The main criteria here, how it works and how it has to be seen, debt funds. See, when I rebalanced in 2023, what was the interest rate? I don't know about the market now. We are not supposed to think about the market. See, again, the market is inversely proportional. Market falls down, debt goes up. It's one thing is there. But more powerful is interest rates. If the interest rates are at highest level, what is the anticipation further? That the interest rates are going to fall. So, the best way to invest in debt funds is when the interest rates are at highest level. Because after that, the interest rates are going to go down. That means the debt funds are going to go up. So that is the time when you invest best in debt funds.
But how much difference would it really make?
It really makes
what
difference.
Kind of difference can
really
a person
makes,
expect?
It really makes. I'll tell you how. It makes somewhere like 3 to 4% difference.
3 to 4%?
Exactly. 3% definite है.
अच्छा.
So, अगर आपका rate of interest बढ़ रहा है.
Right.
Now, see, this situation is to be discussed, very important. See, now, what is the rate of interest? 4%. Bank rate of interest, 4%. Inflation, 2%. As the government is telling. What is the situation further? What will be the interest rates further? See, if such crises are going to continue and all this, first thing is inflation is going to go high. Then because to curb the inflation, what is going to happen? Interest rates are going to go high. What is going to affect me in that case? Debt fund is going to come down. So now at this stage, I have to quit from debt funds. This is the criteria. And if you can manage this, you are top.
So always try to, when the markets are down, try to deploy funds from your debt
to equity.
And that is what you're aiming to do now.
Correct. Okay. I got a very good XRR rate for debt funds now. It's almost 8.5%, which normally nobody gets. Normally 6 to 7% is a common thing. Correct. Everybody will tell 6 to 7.
But if you time, then that alpha can be generated.
Yeah, 1% alpha is not a small alpha.
Absolutely.
Debt fund, because the amount is huge there. Correct. So no issue. So that 1% really plays. So I had distributed in this manner. Debt 60, almost like 70, 20, 30% I was in equity. Okay. Then one more thing I had done that time, souvenir gold bonds. Yeah, I had made investment in souvenir gold bonds. So that was almost like 5%. Souvenir gold bonds.
We've spoken about too many assets, and now I think I should just ask you the question to take me through your entire portfolio. What is the asset allocation like? What is the value of your current portfolio?
My current portfolio is somewhere like 12 CR.
Okay.
Total. In which real estate is one part. That is comes to around 4 CR. So that is one which is the plot and the flat and all those things are there. So we left out with somewhere like 8. Around 2 CR, we have got investments like gold, SIF, and some long-term papers like you can debt funds only, you can say. So that is involved in
Okay.
that. Mutual funds as such, if you say my portfolio is somewhere like 6 crores,
Okay.
just mutual funds. In that, almost present day, if I tell you, because I told in 2026 or last year, 25, when the market was at peak, that time I did one more rebalancing. Okay, from equity, I again shifted to debt funds. Next, I entered into corporate bonds.
Okay.
For the first time.
Okay.
So 1 CR of corporate bonds I have got today.
Okay.
Corporate bonds, I think you know, they are the fixed income assets.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is the situation today? If you analyze the situation today, the rate of interest are likely to hike in near future because of the inflation, war and all those things. Then which are the debt funds which are not affected by this hike? That is very important.
What kind are not affected?
Yes. The short-term debts like 6 months or 1 year debt funds, they are not affected by these price interest rate hikes. But the long term, the 10-year bond or 5-year bonds, they are directly affected to the interest rate hike. So if you want to invest in bonds presently, is a good time, definitely. But you are getting somewhere like 10 to 12% returns in corporate bond. It's a very attractive one. But one thing you have to take into consideration, it should be A rated. Credit rating you have to see. Point number 1. The company background you have to see. Point number 2. And third, you have to see the duration. It should be the shortest one. Might be 1 year. Maximum 1.5 years. Now, what are my further plans? I can tell you that. Slowly and steadily, now by next 6 months or so, see, I got 80% debt now with 15 to 20, 15% of equity now. Now I am going to shift from debt to equity. The same way which I did in 2023. We made a chart and from here to here SIP.
And would the allocation look different now?
Yes, definitely. Instead of 15%, may look almost like 30 to 35%. I'll be allocating more to equity now.
No, within equity, would the allocation be different now?
Yes, presently I can tell you, these are very interesting things. I am being allocated, presently I am invested in multi-asset allocation fund. So I have invested in 3 assets asset class. Multi-cap, yes. Flexi-cap, yes. But pure small cap, hardly 1% or 2%. Pure mid cap, maximum 5%. Because they are highly volatile and they have got very big downside. Whereas
with multi-cap and multi-asset, like the fund managers will manage the allocation themselves.
And multi-asset presently is giving very nice thing. That and one more thing is balanced equity fund, balanced funds. They are also there because their debt component is there.
Right.
So these funds are presently very good to put in for the next till this volatility goes. See, whenever you're in stock market and you want to get good alpha, you have to be somewhat active. You can't be, sleeping like that and just going on and not like that. You want to have proper alpha, you have to be somewhat attentive. So you have to read the situation, read the global clues. And in that case, if the situation prevails for next 6 months, what is going to happen? You have to be prepared for that.
Right.
Say, for example, today, one sector I can tell you, which is gone zero level, real estate. The most cheapest one today.
So would you invest in it right now?
Yes, definitely. Okay. It's the time to put some amount of, some or other amount in real estate. Because it's the most beaten up thing. It will take some time, but when it starts running, it's an elephant.
It will recover.
It's elephant. You know elephant, no?
हाँ, of course.
हाँ, हाथी है वो जाएगा, ऐसा जाएगा कि दुनिया देखती रह जाएगी. But today, it's not even like rat. But this is the time you have to search that and you put that.
All super helpful, and I'm sure that our audiences will relate so much to it. I must say that your story is so inspiring with the way that, you know, you finished your education, tried so many different things, and I think you really went into the depths of your background. And you just kept doing new things in, like, you know, your field. And I think that is the reason that you are, you know, so successful today with a corpus of 12 crore rupees. And, you know, of course, a long way to go. So thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Truly a pleasure to be here, to be in your home and talk to you. So thank you so much for giving us the opportunity.
Thank you for coming and giving me opportunity to express myself.
Right.
That's the thing. Thank you again.
No, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Shirish ji.